Hello everyone, this is our new video. With me today my friend FIDE Master Vladimir Chernikov.
Yeah.
And today we're gonna actually continue some cycle of our videos about the best chess players in the history, about the world chess champions. We already had a couple videos on our channel about William Steinitz and Emil Lasker, where we evaluated them, gave them some score, and today we will continue doing it. But if you want a more detailed rules, please click on this video and you can find it over there. But long story short, how are we gonna understand who is the greatest from all if we compare world chess champions? By the way, I mentioned in the previous video about it, but it's gonna be about just classical world champions, including Magnus, including Anand. We do not include Ding because let's say his grades wouldn't be very high. Plus his, title was pretty short, and we do not take into account FIDE chess champions such as Kasimzhanov or, for example, Ponomaryov and stuff like that. So we have six kind of tie breaks that can help us to decide who is the best. We have dominance. It means how dominant world champion was, how many tournaments he won, how consistently he did that. We have talent, also no requirement for like explaining, because how talented this player is. Next one gonna be hard work, is like how we think how hard the player worked on chess. Next one, entertainment, is our totally subjective understanding whether his games are educational, interesting to watch or not. And by the way, everywhere we have grades from 1 to 10, with some like 8.5, 6.5, this is all allowed. And the last two, it's like influence on chess. It means how much this player helped developing like theory and stuff like that, like different, chess related things. And the last one, influence outside of chess, which means, increasing prize funds for chess players, increasing population and popularity. Okay, population, not so sure, but popularity of chess in some particular country, or like like developing chess in any way, or writing books, stuff like that. And just worth mentioning, if you want to like see the grades of Steinitz and Lasker, you can go to the previous video. And by the way, we will each give scores from 1 to 10. There will be like 6 factors how we do it that I mentioned before, and we will have each of us some final result. Then we summarize this result and we have the final score. So for Steinitz, with our grades together with Vladimir, it was 82. With Lasker it was only 73.5. So for now Steinitz is on the first place, but we will see how it's gonna change. In the end, I'm gonna show who is the greatest in our like together list, and separately who we think is the GOAT of chess, because our tastes are kind of different. And we're gonna start with Capablanca today, which Vladimir is a big fan of.
Yeah,
Vladimir is
sure
like
one of my
probably
favorite players.
keeping silence just to, like
I'm so excited to start to talk about
keeps the
Capablanca already.
energy. Yeah, so let's get started, and we starting with Jose Raul Capablanca, and the first one is dominance, and the first grade is mine, because yeah, we go one by one like that. I'm gonna give Capablanca an 8. Why 8? Why let's say not 10? Why let's say not 1? Which Vladimir maybe would give him, is because first of all, he was undefeated for 8 years, but it would be fair to say that he didn't play many tournaments in this term. I would say he won much against Lasker, which is true, but still there was not so many tournaments
Old
on the
man
lake.
already, I know.
But on the other hand, he was winning a lot of tournaments. He was playing really okay, maybe not really good chess, but it depends on you, how you understand it. But yeah, it's like, why only 8? Why not let's say 10, for example? Because he was winning tournaments, but there were not so many tournaments, that's first thing. Secondly, not always he scored the first place, and in 1927, his title actually got taken away. And probably, okay, Vladimir, finish with what do you think about the dominance, and then probably I will give some quick history.
Comments, I think agree with you here. I'll put it an 8, surprisingly, right? Because
Yeah.
the other people were playing worse at this time. And okay, Capablanca in his best age, only problem that it was very short period of time. For me, it's like short period of time where he was really, really,
Seven
really
years.
strong. Yeah, short. I mean, okay, if you compare to Dingle, obviously, like you can dream about this, but in general, 7 years, it's not that much. And once again, like I mean, he won title versus last year. Let's say that it was like old men that was playing already with too much hot weather in Cuba. Like what, it's too hard to play for him already, and he wasn't in his best shape. And then okay, then Alekhine came and showed who he said. So 8, I'll give it.
Okay, actually, by the way, Dink is not the shortest title holder. There are shorter, and if you're interested, you can check out our chess quiz, which was the first episode. Second episode is, by the way, in progress. Vladimir will try to beat international master Misha there, because I'm pretty sure there was a question about it. Maybe it will be for Vladimir. I don't remember already at this point. And by the way, yeah, we're saying couple words about Capablanca. Capablanca was the third world champion. I will not give you the full biography, but there is like a rumor that he learned how to play chess at the age of 4 when he was looking how his father plays, and he just sit and beat it. However, many players said that it's bullshit, but I don't know who to believe. He was pretty talented, which will probably grade, accordingly. He didn't study chess a lot, but yeah, he was like naturally God gifted about chess. His playing style was pretty positional. He claimed to be one of the best endgame players, at least back then. Vladimir might again argue with that, but that's the point. He played like pretty solid. He was pressuring his opponent. He was like torturing them in the endgame, winning game by game by game. However, lost in the title against Alekhine. But okay, I guess that's enough for a short story. Next one gonna be talent. And right here, I'm gonna give what a surprise, 10 out of 10, because this is like one of the, maybe the only one player in the list who will get this grade. But yeah, he's just super talented. I don't think he put a lot of work in chess, but like, you just do things and it works right. So that's we can say about Capablanca, and in his chess, we can clearly see that. What do you say, Vladimir?
I'll agree with you once again. I'll give him 9, not 10 in this case, because since there are a lot of players, right? Maybe if we will separately do the list, I would change my opinion. But okay, if I have another guy to whom I'll give 10, and like Capablanca cannot compete with him, and it's a big part of talent. So I think 9 is fair, but really talented guy because he didn't do nothing. He was enjoying his life. We'll continue about it and how hard he was working.
Yeah.
Right now.
And actually the next one is exactly hard work, where I'm not gonna give him 1 because it's like if you do completely nothing, you wouldn't like, get up from your couch and like go anywhere. So I'm gonna give him a 3. Maybe you will be wrong, and like maybe you will tell me what I'm talking about, like only 3 for such a great world champion. But yeah, I don't think he worked at all. He didn't try to prepare for his match versus Alekhine. He was like, taking everything naturally as it will continue for ages. So that's why it's 3. What do you say, Vladimir?
Yeah, this kind of take of Capablanca of preparing to the matches I can relate to myself, so I'll put it not 3 but 2 because I think basically I agree with you. He was like to drink some some alcohol, some desperado or whatever this time was there, and he was enjoying his life. That's it. He wasn't preparing much, and that's why he it's like talent plus the hard working. If he would be like as we say 9 or 10 in talent and 9 or 10 in hard working, probably he would be champion for a longer time, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, he was actually like enjoying life because he was from the rich family, so he didn't have any problems with the finances. So like, yeah, he could chill. He was like, going for some international trips. Even was in like this ministry in Cuba. Okay, next one is entertainment. Is like how interesting games are, And I cannot really give it less than 6, which I guess we will have a big gap with Vladimir right here. Why is it so? Because I just like how Capablanca plays. A lot of great games, including legendary book of Mikhail Shereshevsky about endgame strategy. There is a lovely game with like a lot of interesting twists against Reshevsky, as I remember. There are some other interesting games. Plus, not always he is that great. Like there is in this book I'm referring to was a game versus Alekhine as well, which was discussed right here. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's like it's not my favorite chess player, but when I look at the games of Capablanca, there are like different styles. I use them for teaching exercises with my students. So yeah, it's like I find them kind of useful. So that's why it's 6. What do you say, Vladimir?
I'll give him 2.5, let's say, something like that, because to be honest, I would give him even a 1, but the point is when you look at some game and you see a lot of mistakes, it becomes entertaining a bit. So that raises the score until 2.5, because 2.5, I mean, because to be honest, I mean, there is no much tactics in his games. When there are, probably he lost them. When there is not, there are end games, some of end games are really great, I cannot deny it, but to say that it's entertaining, not. And there are not too many of it. I mean, I saw some games that was complete nonsense that where he plays like much worse than any average all world champion of like other time. I know that we can say like because in his period of time and his epoch it was like that, but I mean this we cannot relate. I mean I think we still need to judge it kind of in terms of chess. So I don't care like if it was long time ago or not, but by quality I mean there were better players in
Okay,
traditional chess.
I love that Vladimir gave like Lasker 5, Steinitz 7, who made a lot more mistakes in the
Excuse me, I
past.
give 2.5.
2.5, yeah. I was
Yeah,
talking about like
2.5.
Lasker who got 5 from you and
Yeah.
Steinitz who got 7. So yeah, that's an interesting point. Although,
But
yeah, I saw some.
States, yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure Vladimir wouldn't stand even like remotely a chance against Capablanca, but let's not talk about that. Okay,
I'm not
influence
saying
on.
that I play better.
Okay. Influence on chess. I mean, I cannot say much. I cannot say that he developed much, but I mean, he was pretty average. Actually, I'm thinking right now in the process, maybe I will reduce the grade, but no, let's take a 6 as I initially estimated it. Because yeah, there were some interesting games. I mean, but he was playing solid. He didn't develop openings that much. Although, on the other hand, he still like kinda used strategy in the end games more, which we can kinda take it as a pretty nice work, because before players were more tactical minds, I would say. And yeah, his work in the end games, I mean, I kind of like, even though it wasn't flawless, but this logic and some of the ideas we can see even in the modern games, because many people use thinking in schemes. There is a legendary game between him and Rogozin in Moscow 36, which was like, yeah, again in the book we were referring to. So I think, yeah, 6 is a
It's
fair
true,
one.
but for those of you who knows this game, I would say that it at first time I also impressed me. I mean, it was very interesting the ideas that he played, but then it's true that when I was trying to look at the game later several times, it's true that White did absolutely nothing. I mean, it was like punching back. He didn't
You,
try to push some pawns in the center
I mean,
or
a
whatever.
game against Rogozin.
I think it was against Ragozin. You mean the
Uh,
bishop d7 one?
yeah, well, like with an extra pawn.
Yeah, but there was his opponent did not much
I mean, he was
solve.
pretty persistent and he avoided like few interesting traps, and he like improved the
But he didn't
position
manage to
step on
find
step.
counterplay. I mean, no, I'm not saying that he was playing bad. I mean, it's true that for me, Ragozin didn't play the best game.
But I mean, it's like very. I mean, I tried this exercise with a lot of students, and many of them
Uh-huh.
failed to find the right plan because it's not always that easy. It's like not easy to prevent all the counterplay. Remember about the principle of two weaknesses, understanding where you're
Yeah.
stronger. So it was like very well done game, and
No,
his
the game
opponent
is
did.
good, but when your opponent doesn't play good, some games look very good. Let's say
No,
that's what
I
I'm
mean
trying to say.
like I mean if you like I don't know put the Magnus playing this game, I guess he will not perform a lot better in this position because this was just
Ah,
already
I'm
rough
sure he would. I'm
position.
sure he would.
No, I
But
don't think
okay,
so.
yeah. The thing is, I put him at 6. I agree with you here. Also, surprisingly, maybe for you, but lately
Yeah.
I feel bad a lot of agreeing with Islam, something wrong. But it's true. I mean, we should say that I give him a 6 because just because of like a lot of books. That's what Playstaf said. Basically, after already post his period of time when he was playing, people start to add it, start to hype it a lot, start to add it in books. So you can learn some end games because of his games, and a lot of players did it. So that's why I would say much too.
Okay, oh, sounds fun. And we have influence outside of chess. I was like taking 5 as if the player didn't do anything right, didn't do anything wrong. He was just like all rightish. Right here, I would give 5.5 probably. He was kinda like including. I mean, he kind of created a pact that if somebody wants to challenge and play world champion, he can. He needs to take like 10 grand and then yeah, organize the match until somebody gets 6 wins. So it wasn't before like you could reject anybody, but right now he kinda invented the scene so that everybody can play who has enough money, and there is no running away like it was with Alaska, which you could see in the previous video. So for that I give him half a point, but not more.
Yeah, last year was very famous about running at his period of time when he was playing. But about this, I would say I was taking different. To be honest, I was taking it like 0 if you didn't do nothing at all, and then I'm adding, let's say, the points in my head. If it's like if you do it like
No,
in
I
one
mean,
set,
okay, like, okay, if the person did huge damage to chests, you're not gonna go him -1,
not
-2
many
because
people did huge damage to chess.
I mean, I have to in the list, you know.
I will have, right? So okay, maybe let's do it the same, so it will be more fair the scores for everyone. So if you take that it's 5. Oh yeah, I mean the only thing because at start I would maybe rate Stadiums and Basket maybe a bit more than I did then, like because I was rating it starting from 0. But okay, if I give 5.5 and this.
Okay,
Like if
five
we
and a
start
half.
from the 0, I'll give half. If we start from 5, I'll give 5.5.
Okay, so right here I have 38.5, Vladimir has 33, and in total it's 71.5, which is the lowest result in the section, lower than the Laska. So
Guess
so
what? I'm
now.
not surprised, Ladislav.
Yeah. Okay, I'm not surprised either. Next one is Alexander Alekhine, but I don't know. I can call.
Alekhine.
I mean, fuck you, you know.
The famous
That's.
quote Georgios Tkachenko was explaining it a lot of times to me when I was like,
I
and it's
don't.
clearly.
I don't care. You know, there is a general feeling of the language sometimes, and in such controversial feelings, I find it more like phonetically better sounding to my ear.
Yeah, exactly. The same as
Alekhin.
Gotham Chess did when he called me Chernikov. I remember this. So,
But he doesn't
yeah.
have this like feeling because everybody would say Chernikov because it's like if you natively speak the
Thanks.
language, then yeah, it's like I mean I'm not showing off with let's say Steinitz, although yeah, from German
Yeah.
he is Steinitz. One student of mine taught me that. But right here I can like complain, but I'll call him Alekhine like Nakamura did. When I first heard it, I just was totally shocked. But right now I'm just more
Yeah,
used
sounds
to
very
it.
modern. Sounds cool.
Yeah. So dominance and in general, what I can say about Alekhine, fourth world champion. For me, he like gave incredible impression in my childhood. That was the first world champion that I liked. Like when I was like very young. I mean, below age of 8, because this was like I don't know my first coach. Probably was showing to me a lot of games of him. He managed to beat the Capablanca in the match in 1927. He was also from the rich family, although he lost everything after Soviet Union popped up. And he was like needed to gather money playing simuls and stuff like that. But yeah, what he brought up, he actually started preparing seriously for matches because before him, people never like paid attention, like studied openings that well, understanding the style of the opponent, trying to find how to neutralize it. And he was like pretty dominating, I would say, because he was winning lots of tournaments. His favorite chess player maybe for many of you, maybe not, I don't know, like at least for me he is one of them. And yeah, he lost his title in 35th versus Max Ava, then he took it back, and then he died at the age of 1946, being the only world champion who died and took the title away with him. Although I'm pretty sure he could lose it, let's say to Garry Botvinnik, but the problem was that after the war, where he was in occupation by Germany, many players really like I mean, bullied him, I would say, and yeah, he couldn't climb out. Although he was also drinking a lot, that's at some stages. But okay, this was a short story. About dominance, I would give him an 8. Maybe slow, small amount, but on the other hand, when you lose the match against Ava, it tells something, you know, even though he took it back. Plus, after taking back the title, he didn't play very well, especially in the famous 1938 Avro tournament in Netherlands. But overall, he was playing nice. He won 2 matches against Boga Lyubov, who you probably more know from Boga Indian Defense, the opening. And yeah, he was playing some cool tournaments. He was showing great games. His style was very combinational. He had a lot of like tactics involved, not crazy tactics, but it's like, I mean, Fischer is upgraded version of him more or less, but he was like, yeah, Fischer back then in my comprehension. So I'm gonna give him an 8 because there are better competitors in the list later who will deserve more. What do you say, Vladimir?
I have no any doubt about it. It's 10 out of 10, like for sure for me. Because I mean, what do you want more from him to like wake up from the grave and go to lose his title? Because I mean, the guy. It's true that he lost versus Euwe. I admit it. Yes, he lost it. But I mean, one bad day, everyone understood. I mean, Alekhine was like much stronger than Euwe. And okay, sometimes you can have a bad day tournament or whatsoever. But except of this, his dominance was like incredible. It's true that he started maybe to play a little bit less. That is normal, like worse. That is normal, absolutely, with some of the players. But no one finally can do, and he played versus strong opponents. I actually remember one game against whom it was. Because I don't rate it. Yeah, Pico versus Reti it was. Where yeah, exactly for sure. Reti Alekhine, where it was the Reti opening, not surprised. And they played this game. Alekhine played with black, and then they reached some position where he was almost busted, and he found some idea. His rook e3 is there, like queen c7. For those of you who can search, I don't remember what year is it, but there was idea that minority attack launched by Reti, and he played queen c7 with the idea of like sacrificing rook e3, not capturing any piece even. Like there were no piece on e3. He just brought it there, threatening rook g3, forced, and then you guess what? It was not made or something. Pretty well Reti started to defend, and then he needed, in order to get advantage, find like 10 or 15 engine moves in a row, and he did it. I mean, and this time it's so impressive.
I mean, it's like, first of all, I have a feeling like he was winning this game all alone. I don't know, from my memory, I remember this game, but like I can't say that he was like struggling or something, or it was super unexpected.
Because when he throw h5, h4, like already looks like b5 will be coming, etc.
And yeah, we can clearly see that Vladimir didn't prepare for this video, because I don't know what he's gonna say about Fischer or Carlsen when we talk about the dominance. And like, I mean, in general, I'm pretty sure Vladimir didn't look at the tournaments he played. He wasn't like top 1 everywhere, somewhere better, somewhere worse. Okay, but okay, 10, that's too categorical, but let's see what's next. Talent, I'd give him like solid 8, because I wouldn't give him a 10 because he's not like super gifted like Capablanca, but in my opinion, he is pretty gifted, he is pretty hardworking, so some mix, and that's why he is like one of the strongest world champions of all time in terms of his like style and in terms of quality of games back then in time, because of course right now there are more precise players. But yeah, it's gonna be 8. I will not here talk a lot.
Yeah, the same. There's not much to say. 8, absolutely agree with you, because yeah, 9, 10 will be too much in his case because there are more talented players once again, and but less also I cannot give him because for sure he had
hard work right here. I also give an 8. Basically the same as talent. I mean, he was working hard enough, he was preparing, he had some opening novelties, he had some ideas, he wasn't like chilling like Capablanca, so that's a solid 8.
Yeah, I'll give him 8 as well, because he was like good in any phase of the game, I would say, and in general, like the same what you're saying, the most complete player in terms of like most equal player in terms of like talent and hardworking.
Okay. Next one, I'm gonna give him. Next one is entertainment, and I'm gonna give him 8.5. I could give more, like 10, if I was 7 years old. But yeah, I mean, he had great tactics. He had different styles of games. For example, there is one cool game versus Euwe where he like had those double pawns, which Vladimir probably know about again in Shershevsky book about two weaknesses. There were some attacking games, one with Rook e3, games against Capablanca. Many of them are very interesting. Games like with space advantage, like Tribal, I don't remember, Reti games, a lot of interesting games, a lot of entertaining games, but there are like more just, I mean, games that I enjoy a little bit more, so 8.5 is my grade.
It's hard for me to agree with you. I'm struggling here really because I actually different is half a point. I'm between 9.5 and 10, but because I'm thinking, who do I know that let's say this to watch his game excites me more? Maybe like the guy on the list, but very hard to
That's why,
choose.
Vladimir, you prepare before the video
Okay,
and
yeah, but more as I try to be natural with my memory. So yeah, I mean, I know that you will say all the time, like this guy, I want to spoil it, right? Plays much interesting game, but for me, not. So I'll be honest, I'll give 10
okay, 10 is a 10.
because everyone will name other player, but for me, it's
Okay, I didn't know that Vladimir liked so much Alekhine. It's kind of
actually I'm
surprised
not
me.
a fan of Alekhine or something, but okay, when I watch his
I
games, I
mean,
liked. I
when
mean,
you give him entertainment 10 and dominance 10, what is it? Is
yeah, I
like
mean,
not a
it's true.
fanboy, Vladimir. Next one, influence on chess. I'm gonna give him an 8 because again, this thing about trying to use preparation approach, some openings, different lines, this Queen Gambit battles versus Capablanca in all this orthodox system, a lot of other lines. Like I remember the legendary game of in Budapest, with this E4 F4, which even nowadays, maybe Vladimir doesn't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, Vladimir plays Budapest, and
Yeah,
Alekhine was the guy who played like against knight G4, E4, and then played F4, and which is
quite
like,
struggling line. Yeah, so
yeah.
like
So yeah, I'm gonna give him an 8. I could give him more, but I think that there are like, it
yeah,
wasn't that like
because
too
even
much.
fanboy Vladimir will not give him more. I'll give him 8 as well because
Okay.
I didn't find like his game like too innovative, but he did a lot. Like it's the same opening, preparation, etc. So it's much more than let's say 5. But also I can say that 9, 10 exactly because of the reasons there are like guys who did probably more.
Okay, by the way, right now already Alekhine without influence outside of chess on the first place, just letting you know, to keep the track, and I'm gonna give him 7.5. Why is it so? Because he wrote a lot of, not a lot of books, but I read some, and like, he basically didn't write any books for kids. He was writing only for like cool advanced giga chats. Uh,
Respect.
yeah, and also like I guess he kinda raised the whole generation of the like post-Sovietish or Sovietish chess players because I think he was like number one in terms of everything. So I'm gonna give him 7.5, not more, but like it's pretty
But
solid
what
take.
more you want from him, by the way, Lisa?
There are just people who did a lot more to chess, and
Yeah.
this is average. He didn't do nothing, but he did a like solid thing.
Yeah, I'll give him 8.5. Not much more, also, not like 10, as you're saying. But yeah, 8.5. 8.5
Okay.
because I think that in general, except of this, that Alekhine write a lot of books. I actually disagree with you. I mean, I like the fact that he did a lot of books for more stronger opponents because to be honest, you don't need to be Alekhine to create a book for the kids that is good. I mean, you can just be good coach, a simple guy. With now, if you talk nowadays, he's writing like 21, 2200. As long as you explain well, you find good examples, etc. So I think it's instead like we can be grateful to him that he creates these books for the higher level players, so we can find the quality there. I would
Yeah.
say.
Okay, and astonishing result 100.5 with mine 48, Vladimir's 52.5, which is a pretty great result out of 60. And basically, let's go to the next one. And next one is Ava, which probably a lot of you would bet on the last place, but I'm looking at my results and I can't say that. He can fight, with Capablanca. But we'll see. Okay, what about Ava? Ava was the guy whose chess wasn't really main occupation. He was like doing mathematics. I want to say math, but with my pronunciation, maybe it will be Breaking Bad plot. But yeah. Uh, but yeah, he was playing chess. He was pretty interested in it. He liked it. And then he was playing some tournaments, not amazing results, but somewhere he was in top three, somewhere he was winning, where maybe there was not so many top grandmasters like Alekhine and Capablanca. But in 1933, because he was from Netherlands, they managed to find finances for the match to challenge Alekhine, and he started preparing. And while Alekhine kinda, I guess he didn't expect Ava be so strong and so motivated, and he really underestimated him. He didn't prepare for much like he did against Capablanca, and because of the great preparation, like this, physics as well. He was doing some sports. He was like really preparing, like methodically trying to do his best. Like probably nowadays all world champion contestants do it, but back then it was like really something cool. And he managed to win against Alekhine. Then he also had some pretty nice games. He was always playing on top, but he was never any more world champion. But he was showing great results until in 1970 or 71 he became a FIDE president, where he got great results balancing between USSR and West, handling the match with the Fischer, which is a total headache, blow-minding. He was like there for 2 posts, which is like a great achievement in my opinion. But yeah, this is like short note about dominance. I'm gonna give him 4. I cannot give him actually less because he was basically in top. I was surprised. I looked at his results. I cannot say he was like 9, 10, like, some, I don't know, Ding, for example, if we compare with him. He was like somewhere solid. He was always like opponent
But
who
if
was
compared to other
playing.
players of the list, I would say that it was not big dominance, to be honest. Because, I mean,
What?
practically all of them were, like, if you compare it to other players on the list, because I think it's not our list, etc. I mean, I'm looking at other world champions who were worse. Like, it's hard to find at this
Okay,
point.
I'm gonna check it. There is no one worse in this list for me, but I am not
That's good.
ready to give him like one that completely he was a trash. It's like it wouldn't be fair to say he was playing fine. He was like more or less
Yeah,
alright.
it's true.
He
But if
held the
you're talking
title
about
for.
dominance, you can play well, but you can be not dominant. Let's
But
say, for example,
dominance is
Fabiano Caruana, let's say.
dominance is basically more or less the strengths, just not to create any like additional things. How well he performs during the tournaments. So like he
Yeah.
doesn't perform
Like,
terribly.
for example, let's imagine that Fabiano Caruana, in the world where Magnus doesn't exist, right? Fabiano always is on top. He's always in top 3, like all his career, always in top 5, somewhere there. But can we say that he's really dominant player? For me,
I
dominance
mean, if
is
there
when
was
you dominate
if
over all other people for some time. Depends how you know what I mean.
I mean, we gave like Steinitz or Lasker more or less 6.5 or 8, which is like
Yeah,
pretty
but Lasker was
dominative.
champion 27 years. I mean,
But
what
he
you
was not facing the main guys. He was not always winning. He didn't play much against Rubinstein. But like, what do you expect?
when
I mean,
Euwe was facing guys, he was losing against them most of the time.
I
But
mean,
I mean, in the
you
matches,
did. He had only one match against
so that's yeah,
Alekhine that he lost, and he won Alekhine, who was like
yes, it's
a
true.
fucking huge guy who like you
Yeah, I
basically cannot
agree.
really easily beat.
And no, we'll go
And
back to
he
this
was
topic
playing
later.
and he was playing tournaments like consistently, and he was playing them well. He wasn't in the end. He was always at top. Yeah, he's like his term of owning world championship title was like pretty small, but still throughout
But
the
for me,
career we can
I
see that
can't
he's
call
pretty fine.
someone dominant that he was one of the shortest world champion, and then after it he played. Yes, he was in top 5, let's say, in all the
I mean,
tournaments, but
Vladimir, cut the
dominant
bullshit.
is to be
I
dominant
have
over the other people, right? But he
no.
was not dominating all of these people
No,
for me.
Vladimir, you need to like look at the videos and look at the explainings. It's like it's basically how well he performed during the tournaments. And I'm saying you that he performed
Yeah, but
well.
people don't well.
It's like
But
you can give him anything as you
yeah, it's
understand
true.
it.
But for me, because as you said, even I mean, for the lowest guy of the list, 4 is I mean, or 4.5, 4 you gave, right? It was a bit too high. I would give him
It's like too high. It's a world champions. It's like the best from the best. There are 6. Okay, like if we count Dean and Gukesh, 18 of them. It's like what
Yeah.
throughout the like more than 100 years, 150 will be like pretty soon. And like, I mean,
Okay,
whatever.
yeah.
You can give him. Okay, 2. It's like it will be on your conscience. Bomb Vladimir in the
Yes.
comments to say how harsh he is to Euwe. Next one,
Yeah.
talent. Right here, I'm gonna be maybe harsh, but I'm gonna give him 3.5 because this is like a working horse. He was like doing everything to compensate like the talent of Alekhine, his strengths with his work. He was working super hard, and that's the reason why I think he wasn't that talented, because he was fine, but like across the other world champions, I would say he is the least talented. Sorry for that. I'm not gonna give him less Vladimir. I'm just like don't
I will give
wanna
him
go
a
too.
2 as well. Yeah, so because I mean I didn't see nothing very innovative in his games, nothing that they haven't seen before. So why? And it's true that he was hardworking. I think I'll give him higher score there. So yeah.
Okay, my hard work is 9 because he was kinda like including not he was working not only on chess, and I guess if he worked even more, maybe he could even score more. So that's the reason why like I give this like small room of improvement, because he didn't do maximum that he could. He didn't like he could study a little bit more, although his result is still amazing. So it's 9 for me.
For me, I was thinking between 9 of 10, and she's supposed to give him a 10, but it's not make me think because it's true. I mean, if he would focus completely like on chess, on preparation, maybe he would achieve more. On the other hand, like if we count that like his occupation was like kind of half, then for what he for times that he had to invest to chess, he almost did maximum. So let's then put it in middle 9.5.
9.5, okay. At least somewhere I managed to impact on the decisions. Next one, entertainment. He was pretty dynamic player, counter-attacking. I mean, like, yeah, there are not so many counter-attacking players. Honestly, I recall only Korchnoi. But I'm gonna give him 5.5. I just cannot speak
I would
already
give
at this
him a
point.
4. I would give him a 4 because to be honest, like let's be honest. Like you have a student. How many students did you have in your life that were saying me, like Max Save, this guy, he's my favorite player. I learned a lot from him. We saw this exciting game of Max Save. I don't know none. So
Not so many people
neither
can
me.
say the same about, let's say, Steinitz or about many grandmasters. I even have
Okay, I remember a
like,
famous game versus Stennis versus Capablanca versus last year. I
and I
remember.
remember a great game of Euwe in the structure 4-on-3, 2-on-3, where he went perfectly in the center. So like I remember legendary game versus Geller in the book that I recommended Vladimir to read about international grandmaster tournament. This game is just blow mind, and it's a very cool. It was like a Nimzo, very sharp, where he defended on amazing level. So only because of this game I already can give him 5.5. I cannot pronounce
Yeah, 5.5.
5.5. It's like
Yes.
fee, p, fee.
Okay,
Okay, how much do you give Vladimir to him?
a 4.
4. Okay. Influence on chess, I would say, yeah. It's like basically on like theory and stuff like that, I'm gonna give him 5. Because I cannot say that he developed that much. Yeah, he prepared versus Alekhine, he was playing Slav very well, as I remember, but I don't really know a lot of lines of Ava. So yeah, that's something in the middle, probably the lowest for now for me. Maybe even in the whole section, I don't really remember, but yeah, like it's 5.
Here I'm kind of agree with you. 4.5.
4.5, okay.
Similar
And
reasons.
the last one is influence outside of chess. And right here, maybe you will be surprised, but I'm gonna give him 9. Why 9? Because, I mean, basically the biggest influence outside of chess. First of all, he kind of popularized, make it popular in Netherlands, because a lot of great players, like Anish Giri, who is not really from Netherlands, but like Van Forest, and also Van Forest. But yeah, I'm joking, of course, but like Jan Timman, for example, yeah. And secondly, he was a FIDE president, and many maybe would agree with me, but he was one of the best FIDE chiefs. Because right now, looking at Dvorkovich or looking at Ilyumdzinov or Kampamanes, is just a fucking joke, you know. Yeah, right here, he like handled the match with Fischer versus Spassky with all the Fischer's requirements, which is Mission Impossible. Second time, he already didn't buy his shit, and in the match of Karpov, he kind of agreed for more, and he was very delicate with everything, but it didn't work out. But it's solid 9 without any hesitance.
The same, without any hesitance, I give him a 10 because the same reasons as him, but I just see in the list, and all the list, I read even a little bit about Euwe before. Like, I don't have any person I might advance that has 10 Euwe, so.
Okay, Euwe scored 68,
Federation,
which moves him to the last place, but he was that close if Vladimir wasn't that harsh. I gave him 36, and Vladimir gave him 32. Which is even, lower than Capablanca for 1 point. So Vladimir here, a game changer. Next one, Botvinnik. You would be maybe surprised right now, but actually Botvinnik is one of like my favorite chess players, like probably in top 3 in the...
Fanboy Vladislav, let's see the...
Because it's like, why Botvinnik? So this is like my third coach, Boris Karas, which legendary coach. Maybe somebody would watch right now and agree with me, but he kind of showed a lot of games of him for us, and I really enjoyed it. He kind of helped me with developing my positional understanding, all the positional things that not always should be about attacking, because basically like, before I had just idea if I will or win before the end game or lose before the end game. End games I don't need. And this guy who inspired me to work. Botvinnik was a champion for a very long time, and he's like a man of comeback because he was from the young age pretty like talented guy. He was winning some tournaments even already in 1935 or 36. He like was ahead of Capablanca. He was playing very well, and he was like Keres was number 1, which we actually had in the video about guys who haven't become world champion but really deserved it. You can check this out. If I will not forget, there will be a pop-up somewhere. And he was playing well. He became a world champion in the mini match after Alekhine died. If Keres wasn't pushed by Soviet Union, maybe he would have more competition there. And then he played amazing match against Bronstein where he held the title with 12-12. Then he defended title versus Smyslov, but then lost it and then took it back in the match, I don't know how we call it, like when you take a revenge and stuff like that. Then the same situation was, first with Smyslov, then with Tal, and then only Petrosian won him, and this rule was denied. So like you could only go for candidates like it's nowadays. You couldn't like play the second match to take the title back. Really cool dude. He opened the Botvinnik chess school where a lot of talented grandmasters worked, like for example young Kasparov. He also was good mathematician. He was even developing some chess machine. So I'm pretty impressed by him, even though his political side I don't like very much. But this is like a short note. Again, it's from my comprehension. I'm not like here sitting and reading from Wikipedia. It's like what I remember. So dominance, I'm gonna give him 8.5 because this is like a man, you know. He was playing on the top level since 1935 to 1965ish, so for 30 years he was on top. He was a world champion since 1948 and lost the title in 62nd maybe, which was like pretty big number, 13 years, which is pretty impressive. Although, we should probably count down the moments where he lost it. And he was like playing tournament very well. He was representing Olympiads. He was like a leading guy in 50s. So like no, again, doubt.
For me it's 8.5 as well, because supposed to give him an 8, but it's true that for me it was one of the most difficult time to hold the champion title, because there were a lot of other players that were very strong for this time.
We actually took a short break right now. I don't know if you realize it, because I'll try to edit the video. And Vladimir gave 8.5, right? And we stopped on dominance.
Yes.
So we're gonna continue with the talent. I cannot say that Botvinnik is super talented. He is talented, but I'm gonna give him 6.5. just because I think there are more talented players. He was just fine. He was like pretty good guy, but I think he worked harder than, let's say, he was gifted naturally. What do you say, Vladimir?
I will give him 6, but more or less I'm close to you. He was talented, definitely, but how much? Probably.
Yeah, next one is hard work, and really I'm gonna give him 9.5. It's not 10, but it's very close because he worked a lot, he worked on the theory a lot, he was like also doing math, and he came back and he worked, he wrote a lot of books, so he was like doing amazing amount of work, preparation, stuff like that, so this guy is a total machine, great example, 9.5 with no regret.
For me, 10. If I give Euwe 9.5, Botvinnik was even more hardworking than Euwe for me. So, and he was fully involved, like he was writing books, he was preparing. I don't know what more he needs to do, so 10.
Okay, entertainment. Next one, I'm gonna give him 6 because I mean, to my taste, the games are entertaining, but I also try to look from the perspective of the viewer, and like I cannot really say that I recommend watching games of Botvinnik so that you had an orgasm, you know. But if you ever saw the game Botvinnik Zagoryansky about the play against isolated pawns, you will definitely have one. So I'd highly recommend Sverdlovsk 1943. I already like showed this game probably thousands of times to my students, but this is like totally amazing games. There are some other interesting games with the Caro-Kann maneuvers versus Tal, Bishop h7, Bishop g8, Bishop h7, but yeah, 6 is 6.
For me, it's 8 because I don't care much about other viewers because probably then we can open their top of the players. But since it's my personal one, I enjoy it a lot. I mean, it's not my favorite player to watch, but I enjoy it. 8.
Okay, influence on chess. I actually regret already giving him 6, but okay, influence on chess, I'm gonna give him 9. Because Botvinnik system in Caro-Kann is like totally crazy system, you know, which was like with Bishop g5, dc h6, then Bishop g5, sacrifice on g5, and I don't know if Vladimir understands what I'm talking about, but a lot of like cool theoretical lines, a lot of cool novelties, so his influence is like really huge.
I give
I'm
him
gonna give
9
him
as well, yes, because I see a lot of lines in the theory, etc. So
okay.
even in everything, wherever. Like, I mean, I saw good end games, I saw good middle game, whatever. Basically,
Okay,
he can do
and
all.
influence outside of chess, I'm gonna give him 8.5. I cannot say that many people like, okay, I learned on Botvinnik games, like me, for example, and
Not
grew
just
up
you,
on
I
them.
learned a lot, and probably other people as well.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he opened the Botvinnik chess school, which was amazing, where he started with talented youngsters, and it gave us Kasparov, who is like blow-minding
Yeah, and gave
world
us
chess
these
champion.
chess.com coaches that all over the place type that they using a method of Botvinnik school and so on. Yeah.
Yeah, he also wrote a lot of interesting books, including his games as well, so it's 8.5 for me. What do you say, Vladimir?
Uh, I'm between 9.5 and 9, to be honest. Can I give 8.75 or it's too hard?
No, it's too much. It's
Okay.
like,
Wow, it's hard. It's hard to like up. I give him 8.5. Yeah.
okay. And that close to Alekhine, 98, with my 48. Actually, I thought I would have more than Vladimir, but he has 50, which is like amazing. And next one is Smyslov. To be honest, like, okay, what I can say about Smyslov, he won a game against Botvinnik, and I'll try to be short. Actually, from interesting stories, he was a great singer. Yeah, I don't know, you probably didn't know it, but he had
Yeah,
a
I
really
didn't know
nice.
even.
He had a great voice. He even wanted to go to some spectacle, and there are some stories about it, like even some like anecdotes, but I will not go there. He was playing on the top level for a lot of years. He even played in candidates tournaments when he was 62, as I remember, or 64, which is like blow minding. He was like playing his whole life, and that's like basically it. He was pretty positional style. He could also attack. He was pretty universal player, but was more inclined, in my opinion, to the positional play.
Yeah, for sure. Because attacking games, I mean, I saw, but
He played close Sicilian, so that's the reason why I claim it. It's pretty aggressive opening, and I saw a lot of interesting games from him. So dominance, I'm gonna give him 6.5. Why is it so? Because first of all, he brought down the Botvinnik. He won legendary Candidates Tournament 1953. He was always on top. He was winning a lot of tournaments in this huge era with Botvinnik, Tal, Petrosian, Spassky, all these guys. It wasn't like Botvinnik who just, I mean, amazing, but 6.5 is my solid take.
For me, for sure, 7.5. I was surprised to hear that low note from you because, yeah, I mean, he was like that. Basically, the same as Botvinnik, all the years on top with all top players, etc. But yes, a little bit more weak. So 7.5. If I give 8 to
Okay.
6.5, you're too harsh to poor guy.
I mean, no, it's all right. I mean, it's like he's like, I mean, kinda like he doesn't, raise any emotions inside of me. He's like, I mean, just watching and nothing. Like just, I mean,
Yeah.
absolutely like gray man. Like okay, it's like not good, not bad, just average. In the world of world champions, of course. Talent, I'm gonna give him 6, and somebody might say that I'm harsh, but first of all, everybody world champions and everybody is talented, but I don't know how hard he was working, how talented he was, but it's like from my personal understanding, I would give him 6 in talent.
I'll give him 7.5 because for me he has a lot of very great positional games as well. Like not again a little bit more than Botvinnik once again, but very little bit. I saw a lot of good end games also.
You know, Vladimir, that you gave Botvinnik 6 in terms of talent, right?
They give 6. Yeah, because he was too hardworking. It's true about talent, and because it's true that here the same thing. I cannot give him a lot of hard work for the stain for the Smyslov the advance. So 7.
Okay. Next, hard work, I'm gonna give him 6.5, a little bit more than a talent, but overall he's like pretty universal, so I don't wanna like put it on top something, so 6.5.
I give him 7.5 or 7 more. 7 I will give him, I think. Because for me, I mean, he was not the most hardworking guy, but he was working hard period of time.
I don't know, it's like everybody is working hard already at this era, I guess, but yeah.
I mean, compared to Capablanca once again, or...
But yeah, I'm saying there's this era in like 50s.
Yeah, sure.
Next one, entertainment. I don't have any feelings. It's 4, not more, not less. I don't like it. It's like, yeah, he has some games, but I cannot really recall some game and like say, wow, Smyslov. Even this book, international tournament, like Grandmaster Candidates Tournament, I cannot really recall quickly some game. Yeah, if you show me, I will recall that this is Smyslov. But for me, it's like, I mean, average. It's like downgraded Botvinnik, basically.
But it's a lot, like kind of half of Botvinnik, I would say, based on your notes. I give him 4.5 as well. Like I'm looking like a defensor of players Smyslov.
It's like Vladimir praised, and right now
yeah,
like
because
4.5.
It's true. I mean that the same what you're saying. He was not that charismatic. His games are not that. Okay, I can watch it. It's good. That's it. But yeah, not.
Okay, next one, influence on chess. There are some Smyslov variations, there are some developments in chess. He was like pretty positional chess player, so like yeah, not that hardworking as Botvinnik. In Grunfeld, if I remember, there is a Smyslov variation, so he was like here and there playing pretty solid. But yeah, maybe 7 even is a lot, but I mean, for my general...
I was thinking between 7 and 7.5 and also end up in 7, but I don't think it's a lot. I mean, a lot of theoretical variations, there were some, a lot of good examples as well, so why not the 7?
Okay, yeah. Influence outside of chess, I'm gonna give him 5. Nothing, like basically nothing.
Yeah, so 5, the same, I agree. Because if we start from 5, the rate, and yeah, nothing but good, nothing bad. Like,
you might disagree again in the comments, but it's like my subjective top. Yeah. So yeah, next one. So get ready with your flaming S's. It's Mikhail Tal. It's like you will understand why, but for me actually I'm surprised, because if there was like my personal grade, that would be 1, but I'll explain later why. Why is it so? Tal. Example for many generations, many people was like born really admiring the style of Tal. Tal was the youngest world champion, by the way, back then. He was 23 when he brought down Botvinnik. He was pretty talented, not to say too hardworking. He was like, a rock and roll guy, like I would say, at least when I watch him. There are a lot of like interesting stories about him, and like even made up sometimes, but his style was beyond aggressive. It's like aggressive, there is aggressive, it's like beyond aggressive. It's like just, I mean, total mess, total chaos on the board. He could sacrifice anything against anyone, and that's, by the way, how he won Botvinnik. He was like creating very unpleasant and to the style of Botvinnik positions. He was like trying to pressure. He had a lot of amazing combinations, and for somebody it's like, wow, it's cool, that's why I love chess. For me it's like, I mean, why does he sacrifice it? What do you learn, people? Because I mean, have some students like, I love Tal, I will sacrifice as him, but you're not as like talented, gifted, and can calculate like he is, and he actually has pretty negative effects in my opinion. Of course, to bring the love to chess, yes, but like that's my personal expression. I mean, you can hate me for that, but like I don't like it exactly for it. The style is too aggressive. I do not like such playing style, even though I'm like pretty
Yeah, it took a
aggressive players.
balance, I would say, yeah, more.
Yeah, it's like, it's just, you know, it's like when there is something too much, you start disliking it. But my grades are pretty high, I would say. Dominance at 7.5, because even though he wasn't a world champion for
Excuse
a
me,
lot,
what, 0.5?
7.5. He wasn't world champion for a long time. He lost against Botvinnik pretty quickly, but he has problems with health, with kidneys. He even withdrew from the tournament in Curacao in 1962, when which Petrosian won, but he was winning a lot of tournaments. He was playing in the like match of the century as well. He was always on top. He won a lot of great tournaments. He was bullying Fischer when he came to play Blitz, as I remember, and in general was joking, but in a kind way. And yeah, in general, the guy like played great chess, brought down all the strong grandmasters, so he was like pretty dominating. But I mean, when you're world champion only for 2 years, I cannot give more.
I would give him 5 because for me it's kind of similar to Smyslov. They were both one of the shortest world champions, but for me Smyslov still was playing a little bit better, performed better, and his performance was not depending that much on the bad or good day of your opponent calculations.
I mean, I here disagree, because I guess like even if you're in a good day, Tal can roast you. It doesn't matter how hard you try. So yeah, here I disagree. I thought I would like be harsh to Tal
Because we
here.
saw a lot of terrible combinations that like work out because the opponent didn't find the right move. Okay.
True, but it's like when you create a pressure, when you're forced to defend, it's not like, it's not the mistake of the
Yeah,
opponent, it's the
true.
pressure
It's
you
forced
put on
mistake,
him.
like in tennis, unforced error or forced
Yeah.
error, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, next one, talent. I'm gonna easily give him 9. Not the most talented, not like Capablanca, but he's pretty gifted. I cannot say that he worked super hard, but like to play such chess, you need to be super gifted. Like I cannot.
I would give
even
him an 8 for sure. He is a gifted player, but okay, it also doesn't impress me.
Hater. Hard work, I'm gonna give him 6.5, because he was pretty talented in the childhood, but then he started working with some coaches. First he had Tolush, then as I remember Belislavsky, he started working on some openings. There are some Tal variations, especially in some Sicilians. There were a lot of like amazing games, especially in like the sharp openings. So yeah, he was working not as hard as, let's say, Botvinnik, but still he did some work. He wasn't like super lazy Capablanca.
For me, it's 6. For me, it's 6 because he was doing something. He was discovering some lines, but not much. Really, not much.
Okay, entertainment. Maybe I will regret it. And right here, I didn't listen to you viewers. And because we don't have personal grade where I could, you know, sink him like Titanic, it's gonna be 3.5 in entertainment. I do not enjoy Tal's games. All this like cool sacrifices, I do not enjoy it because I don't like the style. I think it's too much. I could give less, but like, yeah, it's like it would be too much of hypocrisy, but it's probably represents my like comprehension and understanding of time.
Because I mean, here like, I look at this. Is that like it's our own view of this situation? So you can give what you feel. Let's say for me, I will give him. It's 1 to 10 or it's 0 to 10. What is?
1 to 10. It's like there is nothing less than 1.
1 then, because it's terrible. I don't want to see it in my life because every time when some students coming and show me some beautiful game of Mikhail Tal, they say, please, no, let's teach it. else, please don't show it to me. You understand? It's a horrible thing. I cannot stand these people. I have a very similar player here in Valencian community, Paco Sanchez, a very nice guy, but his play style is complete trash. He plays like Tal. He plays this like sacrificing all over the board, sheer operation, feed it, or he keeps attacking you, sacrificing you. There is nothing interesting in it. You know, it's like a football match where you play 5-5. Some
It's
people
like
can say it's a lot of goals, but if team doesn't have any defense, it's why how you can allow some.
I have an example. It's like watching the games of Liverpool. They like, especially
Yeah,
of the era
full
of
operation. Yeah,
Salah,
Klopp.
Firmino,
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
Mane. When you just
When Klopp was there,
or Sané, Mane. When you
Mane.
just shoot forward and run like Dumbia, Ibarbo, and Jorginho in FIFA 15. This is like basically like that.
Yeah, I understand this. I like positional. I like organized play. I don't want anything crazy. Sometimes you can do it one game, two game, but not all over the place. Please.
Vladimir, we're already in for like an hour almost, so probably nobody would watch it. But still, imagine if somebody who liked Tal was right now with us in this conference.
Then for sure he would finally have a way to disconnect.
Yeah,
A reason for it.
Okay, let's speed up. Influence on chess. I'm gonna give fine pipe. Oh god, I can't speak again. This number. This is a curse number.
5.5.
5.5. Because I cannot say that he developed that much of a theory. Yeah, he brought up this harmful style. I cannot say it was terrible. He was like showing like limits to chess, how combination can look like. So it's controversial, but it's like 5.5 is controversial.
For me, it's 8 because, yeah, I mean, he was so talented. He's still unique in his play style. It's true that there is no one like him, and definitely some players, some people who watch his games got too excited of this. I don't know if it's like more in chess or outside of chess.
No,
Probably.
it's like it's probably outside of chess, but like let's say his games that you can analyze and like, learn from it, then it's influence
No,
on chess.
excuse me. Then excuse me, I give it one again because you
It's
hear
like
yourself. If you can watch,
influence.
analyze,
Yeah, influence
what you
on
can analyze
chess.
there, Vladislav. What you can learn from there,
It's
like.
like yeah, influence on chess is like you can learn
Excuse me, it's one.
something.
It's one. It's not more than one. Like
Okay, and
you
then
open Puzzle
influence.
Rush or whatever, you do the same.
And then influence outside of chess, it's 8, right? For you.
For me, then even because except of this, I mean, yeah, I mean 9. I will never give him 9.
Okay, because he like
Yeah,
brought
you
so
need
many
to
students to
overcome
you that you can
people.
teach normal chess, right?
Yes, exactly.
For me, it's 7.5, exactly because of the reason how many players he inspired. Maybe not in a good way, but yeah, it's like he inspired people, started loving chess because of him, because of these crazy combinations, and I here can respect him. And actually, okay, I don't want to announce Vladimir's evaluation, but he's not the last. But he's
Thanks to Vladislav, yeah.
no, 69.5, which is ahead of Euwe, but below Capablanca. And actually, I have 39.5. Vladimir has 30. This is like unspeakable. It's the last place for Vladimir. What a bullying machine. Next one is Petrosian, Armenian chess player who won the Botvinnik, who was playing pretty nice. His style was positional. He was very prophylactical guy. There is a famous sacrifice of the exchange by Petrosian in the game again in his candidate tournaments. I don't remember who against, maybe against Euwe, but I cannot recall for sure. Maybe Reshevsky. But yeah, he was like, I mean, pretty nice chess player. He was pretty solid. He didn't lose a lot, but I cannot say he was like super entertaining, maybe to some taste. And again, I'm not like right here writing a lot of other advantages, regards and stuff like that, just to maybe save some time. So okay, dominance, I'm gonna give him 5.5, again this cursed number. Why? Because yeah, he was a world champion for 7 years, yeah, 7 years. But on the other hand, yeah, he beat Spassky once. I cannot say that he was winning tournament one by one. Maybe I'm here a little bit too harsh, but I mean, I see the Petrosian. I cannot say that it's like a machine that is crushing anybody. Sorry, this is like my total understanding.
Probably no one can say it except of Armenian guys watching us, but I'll give him 6. not
Yeah,
bad.
that may be a little bit more fair, but I'm not gonna change my statement. Talent, I'm gonna give him 7 probably. I'm gonna like this inner feeling of prophylaxis where you need to shut down opponent's counterplay, and like I mean natural feeling of chess. So here I'm gonna give him 7.
7 as well.
Okay, the same
For the same
reasons.
reasons, yeah.
Okay, hard work 6 because again I cannot say much like correlation between talent and hard work, but I feel like he's a little bit more talented than hardworking, so that's why it's 6.
For me, it's 5 more than this. Yeah, and it's even like because I gave, I think, how much I gave to Capablanca? Can you please double check?
Yeah, 2.
Ah, no, well, then 4, 4, 4, 4, 4.
Okay, poor Petrosian rotates in his grave right now. Okay, entertainment, it's 4. It's like there are interesting games, there are prophylactical examples, there are even interesting sacrifices, but yeah, again, I'm not getting hard watching these games.
For
If somebody
me,
can get
like
to do
for
it.
sure more than Tal, for sure, because yeah,
Hard to
because
get less than 1.
it's true. I'll give him 3 because for me it's like what you mentioned about Smyslov, I believe. For me, this is the guy who is like the most. I don't have any emotions. Like at least Tal, I have some emotions. You know, it's not the best ones, but here it just well, some guy was playing there.
Okay, next one. Next
I
one
don't remember
is
any. Like I'm not any more than 5 examples, more than 3 even examples. I cannot even recall of like great games that
yeah, I
impressed
can.
me much.
I can, but you cannot
Maybe
say
we were
that
much
I.
more like impressed by things.
Okay, influence on chess. I'm gonna give him 6. Because 5 is like average, 6 he has like Petrosian variation in King's Indian. He was playing King's Indian despite his pretty like defensive style. He had a lot of like interesting ideas in close positions, but not much, so it's 6.
For me, it's hard. I'll give him 5.5 or 6. I think 6, let's say, because it's true that more far we advance like in life, more options like for people to have some variations there. Because actually, like the theory improved a lot. There were a lot of teams analyzing, so it was kind of easier to find some novelties. But yeah, okay, 6 is.
And influence outside of chess also 6, because he kinda probably Armenian chess school kinda grew up on his games because he was the first one, the pioneer right here. But because we don't have any other Armenian chess world champions, it's only 6. It's
Yeah,
like
because a lot of people grow with it, like Mikhail Petrosian, very famous guy. So I would say, who grew, to be honest. I mean, they're not top players. Yeah, I mean, it's like people, yeah, the
I
generals,
mean
like this,
before
maybe. Yeah,
Sargsyan, Aronian, I forgot about
it's
Aronian.
true,
Alright.
Aronian, see. Just for Aronian, I'll give him 5.5.
Very rude. Okay, and he gets no way. No way.
Probably it's very low score.
It's the lowest.
The lowest.
The lowest.
Yeah.
That's incredible. He even lower than the
I'm
Ava.
also surprised that someone is lower than Talent Ava, yeah.
And he got 66, so it's like 2 points behind.
Yeah.
Because in entirely you gave him like influence a lot and talent a lot,
Yes.
but Petrosian right here
He's a typical
basically.
gray guy that is somewhere in between.
Yeah, that's incredible. Or unless my
Incredible.
Excel table score sheet
No, I
really
don't
like
think so.
working
Even
that well.
when we were saying the no, because I don't know your nose, I felt like it will be pretty low, yeah.
Okay, that's incredible. Next one, Spassky. Spassky managed to beat Petrosian, was pretty talented Leningrad chess player. His style was pretty attacking, pretty aggressive. Not as aggressive as Tal, but he was playing also dynamical chess. He held title for 3 years after Fischer brought him down. He was showing pretty good results overall. Later he moved to France, as I remember. But yeah, basically this is it. Also, I remember the movie Pawn Sacrifice with Maguire, where he was there, but not exactly him, but an actor he playing him, so probably it plays some role. But yeah, basically pretty solid guy. He was playing, I mean, for a lot of time. He basically died quite recently, rest in peace. But yeah, basically not much to say. Dominance, I'm gonna give him 7 because he was playing pretty nicely. He took over Petrosian, he was showing great results, and yeah, basically it's hard for me to evaluate somebody between Smyslov, Petrosian, and Spassky because all of them, for me, not so far away from each other. But Spassky style I like more. I like how he was pressuring, so it's 7.
For me, it's one of the hardest notes to give.
Yeah, true. That's
I
true.
supposed to give him an 8 even, but I'll give him a 6. Like, I just can't open my mouth and say that someone who was beaten that hard by Bobby Fischer, like that hard, more dominance, it doesn't connect, doesn't relate there to me. I'll give him, okay, 6.5, that makes it.
Because yeah, like Fischer was also clowning around, so that's also kind of impacting. Next one, talent, I'm gonna give him 8 because he's pretty talented. He was showing great results. He was playing on top level pretty long time, and yeah, that's why it's 8.
Yeah, I was between 7 and 7.5 again. Since before I was between 6 and 6.5, I gave him 6.5, so now I give him 7.
Okay, 7, all right. Hard work, I'm gonna give him 7 because he was working. Pretty similar story with the Tal. He wasn't working that much in the childhood, but then started working more, played different candidates tournaments. So I think he's more talented that worked. Although maybe I'm mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong.
For me, 7.5 because for me, yeah, he was quite hardworking. Not like the beast, but more or less hardworking. Yeah. 7.5.
Okay. Next one, entertainment, 6.5, because I find it interesting. I mean, there are like a lot of dynamical games. There is a great game in like Pятигорский Cup versus Fischer in Grunfeld, which I don't like because I don't like when Fischer loses and don't like watching this game, honestly speaking. But yeah, 6.5.
For me, 7.5. I really enjoyed personally watching games of Spassky because he can have this balance between attacking chess and he can be positional. I like his game 7.5.
Okay.
But also nothing impressive.
Influence on chess, I'm gonna give him 6 because I don't know a lot of Spassky variations. Yeah, he was like working on some lines. There is like Leningrad variation that he played in Nimzo when you play like bishop g5, knight f3, but not much that I can recall.
For me, I will give him 6 as well, yeah.
And influence outside of chess, I cannot say that he like did a lot, only like left USSR and like kinda maybe gave a push for Korchnoi. I don't remember actually in what sequence they left it. Honestly speaking, my bad. But I'm gonna give him 6 because I cannot say anything bad. There is a movie which I didn't hate, so already 6 enough.
For me, again, I was between 6.5 and 7. I give him a 7 probably. Just because, like, you know, these like matches with Fischer and so on. At least it, I mean, even movies made because of this. So some influences he made. It's a good story, and in general, I like this player.
Okay, and he gets 82 on the level of William Steinitz. I gave him 40.5, Vladimir 41.5. We are here pretty much together. Yeah. And next one. That's the moment everybody waited for. Bobby Fischer. Bobby Fischer, do I need to tell you who he is? The god of chess. No spoilers, of course he will not win the tournament. We cannot really predict that. Maybe he won't, I don't know. I know only my grades. My favorite chess player with a huge gap. Nobody is even close. The guy who made himself, like he basically was from poor family without like basically father, as I remember, because there was some different stories. He was playing in the young age. He was crushing US championship. He was working as like some Mustang. He was like constantly working on chess. He had some troubles with his head. He increased prizes dramatically, and all his weirdness really helped chess a lot. And that's a legend. If you don't know who is Fischer, then like my condolences. Or opposite, you know, it's like the movie you want to rewatch. So that's basically it. And let's start with like warming up grades. Yeah, dominance. I am gonna give him like humble 10. Humble 10 because I mean grade speaks for itself. You know, it's like how he crushed this candidate tournaments, like boom, 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 this Taimanov 6-0. Then who, like Larsen, or I don't remember who actually, my bad, probably Larsen. Then Petrosian, like, I mean, took him to school, 6.5 to 2.5. This match with Spassky before, like this man is like eager to win, and like it's like who if
not him? It's no doubt 10 for me. So.
What?
10.
10. Okay. Okay. Next one. Talent. Starting strong. Talent. Right here we go downhill. I'm gonna give him 9. Because I guess he's working harder, but he's still super gifted. Because he's like obsession with chess. And yeah, he's pretty talented, but I guess hard work plays a bigger role, so that's only the reason why it's 9.
I'm 9.
Okay,
Very, very talented player, but not so.
copy paste, understood.
Yeah.
Hard work, I mean, I would give 11 out of 10, but because we limited to 10, it's 10. Just because, yeah, it's like he even learned Russian to read the articles, like, and learn from chess. What else do we need? It's like,
Yeah, I agree. This is 10 as well.
yeah, 10. Next one, entertainment. 20 out of 10, I would say, but again, only 10, because this is like my second coach, who already unfortunately died, showed me him. This guy, like, I fell in love with his games, are extremely entertaining. His combination, his pressure, like, again, boosted Alekhine. He was like making super small amount of mistakes. Maybe somebody would correct me, and I have a memory that he had some problems with French somewhere, but still, that's amazing to watch. It just like literal orgasm, guaranteed for everybody. No joke.
Well, for me, it's not guaranteed that you found the first person. You'll blame me for this. I'll give him just solid 6. It's okay, but I'm not fan of this kind of play style. You say Alekhine, it's true. But for me, Alekhine was a little bit more balanced. Still, like Fischer's all about pressure, 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 pressure. You need to have sometimes 6.
Vladimir, I'll just put the mute button and like I will cut it off, and like I'll handle it without you. Like giving Fischer 6 with his end games, with his middle games, with his attack.
I can't enjoy much. His game doesn't.
Okay, but Vladimir likes astral movies, so like in horror movies, so like we can understand he's like run away from some like crazy house. Yeah, joking, of course. Next one, influence on chess. You would be surprised, but I'm here humble, 8.5. Because there were a lot of lines in King's Indian, in Sicilian, and maybe I'm right here not praising him enough, but he like worked on theory as a crazy man, but 8.5 because I think that there are like Botvinnik worked a little bit more and his work is more fundamental.
For me, I have to give him 10 because I think it's probably the highest score of all these guys. Because I mean, the same. Like he was working in theory, he was working in the opening. He had big also influence in terms of his game. I mean, it's true that I mean, again, yeah, it's inside of the game. I always like keep jumping somewhere. So I agree, 8.5. Excuse me. Always I'm jumping to the next one.
Okay. I mean, at least some way you compensated that. And influence outside of chess, it's like 100 out of 10. Also pretty humble. Yeah. Why is it so? Probably it's pretty obvious, but okay, like Mike Spassky versus who? Petrosian, they got, you know, like scratches from the table, like this bread things like that are small after you eat. And after Fischer came, they get like, I don't remember, 500,000 of the prize fund, which back then is like blow money. Maybe it was 300 grand, but I don't remember exactly. Maybe I'm mistaken, but I remember it was huge difference. With his complaints, Fischer took over the chess world. He really claimed to pay more for chess players, and he was like the biggest boost of prize funds. That's where like chess players started earning money and could really be a chess player, unless you unless you in USSR where you can like get paid just because of your chess player, and this is like part of propaganda and you get salary for that. And yeah, it's like his influence on chess minds. Everybody claims that he's one of the favorites and the best. And right here, maybe it's like too primitive, but it is what it is. Like, what do you want? He's my goat. He is amazing. Even though he gone crazy, happens unfortunately, but still
a
great dude.
It's already more even part of the like 6 and
yeah. 112.5 points, 57.5 for me, 55 for Vladimir, and yeah, this is like
first place for now.
Result speaks for itself. Of course, there are some heavyweight champions as well awaiting. But actually, for now, Vladimir, I have to go, so maybe we will split it for 2 parts. We will see. Maybe I will cut this later, but if not, then please like and subscribe. A lot of work. We were like preparing. Okay, I was preparing. We were debating the whole hour. You have a lot of content. You can write down the comments, agree, disagree, predict what we would give to Karpov, Kasparov, Anand, Kramnik, and Carlsen, which like, yeah, 2 few guys, at least right here, can fight for the first place. And yeah, please support us in any way, do any activity in any way, likes, dislikes, comments.
Likes, yeah.
So yeah, it's like not so many podcasts like that. I hope you enjoyed it, and or yeah, probably see you in the next part. Goodbye.
Ciao.